Hello, this is One Smith outside the Etihad for a big game, as we would say, with Champions League for Pep almost resting on today's game. So, what are we actually looking at today besides a beautiful boiling hot sun? I don't remember. If you've got your sun cream, apply it. So we've got Joe Hart in net. Now, I'm looking at Joe Hart, absolutely Mr. Reliable. The #1 choice, not only for Manchester City, but for England. Are we happy with that? You tell me in the comments below, folks, because I know I am. We've got a back four, including 2 ex-Arsenal players who've actually won the league. Now they've actually moved to Manchester City. We've got Bakary Sagna starting at right back. The guy's been a colossus for us. I mean, Zableta's out injured. He might not get the fanfare and the goodbye that he deserves, but Sagna's actually starting in that position. Left back, the ever-reliable Mr. Cliche. He just keeps reinventing himself. And to be fair, I'm more than happy with the way he's been playing compared to a certain other left back. Who else have we got here? 2 lads in the middle of defence. We've got Otamendi and Mangala. Now, Otamendi and Mangala, for me, were actually putting together quite a decent, what I would call, understanding. They were actually improving game on game if we want to take out the Southampton performance. So I don't think they got that cover as much as they would do. Now, supplying that cover in the middle of the park today is going to be Fernandinho and especially Fernando. Now, they're the 2 first choice holding midfielders for me. We've got a couple of issues to do with Arsenal's midfield, and them 2 boys should be up to the task. Now, what does that leave us with? It leaves us with Kevin De Bruyne, for me, the best ginger player in the world. And if you actually look at what he could bring to this game in terms of his assists, in terms of his goals, he's an absolute must. On the right-hand side is the ever-reliable, the workaholic, the guy who runs his knees into the ground. We've got Navas starting there. Now, hopefully, he's going to provide a couple of problems for Arsenal of carrying that ball up the pitch at super speed. Who's he going to be bringing the ball up to? Well, folks, here where we go, the surprise. We've got Aguero and Iheanacho starting. Now, I don't know about you, but when I saw Iheanacho at Southampton, the guy, what I loved about him was he actually created those chances on his own, and then he put on top of that, scored them. Aguero, of course we're going to be starting with Aguero. He's going to be trying to go for that golden boot. So, them 2 must starters for me. Let's just go through that lineup just one more time. We've got Joe Hart in net, more than happy. Back 4 of Cliche, Mangala, Otamendi, Sagna. I'm more than happy with that back 4. The midfield 2 partnership, we're looking at Fernando and Fernandinho. Again, I can't see any Blues really moaning or complaining about them 2 starting. Kevin De Bruyne starting, it says it all. And then I'm looking at Aguero starting. Do you think Iheanacho should be starting up with Aguero? Do you think Aguero can actually provide? For me, he's not had a decent partnership since the Negredo actually left the club. Now, I'm also looking at Navas. Now, Navas is a bit of a controversial figure, and he doesn't, for me, he runs himself into the ground, but doesn't offer that quality, the last bit going up top. So just going through that quickly one more time. Hart, Cliche, Mangala, Otamendi, Sagna, Fernandinho, Fernando, Navas, De Bruyne, Aguero and Iheanacho. Now, if I'm also looking at, we've got a subs, and who's on that subs bench, who can we actually bring off? We've got Caballero, we've got Angelino, we've got Di Michaelis. I'm hoping we don't have to bring him on. Delph, we've got Torres sat there. Will Yaya come on in those last few minutes and create absolute havoc? Here's hoping. And then we've got Sterling, who I believe will be seen somewhere in this game. I think De Bruyne can centre tyres towards the end of the game, so I can see the Sterling coming on. And then we've got Bonnie. Now, if I'm looking at Pellegrini, and this is his last home game. Now, I was reading in the paper today, Ian Holt was saying that Pellegrini's been not far off an absolute loser for us. And then I also think about which manager has won more trophies than Pellegrini since Pellegrini started at Manchester City. If I look at Mourinho, hasn't. In fact, I don't know why I'm teasing you, no one has. Pellegrini's been the most successful manager in Britain since he arrived. So I hope, for his sake, he gets a big farewell, because there's a there's a big tide coming, and it's tide's Pep. So, what are you thinking about this? What are your predictions for today's game? Tap them below. What's your prediction, or what's your feelings about the outcome? Who do you think is going to be brought off the subs bench to useful effect? I can't hear you, so make sure you're tapping below so we can respond to you in a bit. Blues, good luck. Apply the sun cream.